everybody, welcome to Elisa's Art Room. Today we're going to be working some more on my coffee and cocoa junk journal. Y'all come in and say hi. We are live on Facebook if you see the little red button at the top left. If not, you're catching a replay. Sorry, we're still flipped, still got that glitch. Hopefully they'll fix it at some point. And get you guys pulled up so I can see chat. Hey Lori. It's not showing yet. There we are. Hey Dawn, thanks for letting me know the sound is good. I appreciate that. All right, so we're working on this. We're going to do a fun little pocket out of the paper bag tonight and possibly some other things. Depends on how long it takes me. All right, so let's see, a couple people on here. Sounds good. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Flip this camera up top so we can see us in the right direction, and we'll get started on this. All right, 1 second. Sure, we're straight. That's pretty good. Okay, so tonight I want to take a paper bag, lunch bag, or it could even be a gift bag. Doesn't really matter. The only thing you're looking for is to make sure that it has this type of a gusset at the bottom. Okay, so your typical bag type gusset. Like a pharmacy bag that's more flat and doesn't have that kind of a gusset, that won't work. But you want this type of a fold at the bottom. Either one will work. This is a little thicker. I do have one made out of this, so I'll probably do this tonight and then show you the one I made out of this. It is a little sturdier, which I like, but it's also a little bulkier, so kind of just depends on what you're looking for. I like them both. They both have their, their good points. So I think we're going to use this. So I saw this in many different places. But I think the one that inspired me when I was just flipping through to do one was when I saw it on Camelia Crafts Designs. So I will probably put her link on there. But I also saw it on... let's see, I saw it on the Treasured Page, and I saw it on Lene Creates and Liz the Paper Project. So I've seen it several places. It's kind of common, I think. So, I always try to share who I saw it from because, I don't want to take credit for something that I didn't make up. So anyway, I'm going to do mine probably slightly different because that usually happens, but the first step is to cut your bag, and you can save this part for a pocket later. I've made pockets out of these. I'm going to cut it so where there's a little bit extra because I want that to fold over because this paper bag is relatively thin. You see how it's kind of tearing there? Whereas if you're using something like this, you really don't need that extra space, so you could just cut it right on that line. Because these are well made and very sturdy craft paper. But since I'm going to be using this, I'm going to cut it like a 1/2 inch over. So I'm just going to use my grid because I doubt this is square. Probably not. So we'll just get kind of close. And like I said, you can save this piece. It works real well if you can fold it in half and sew it into a signature, and then you have 2 pockets. You got one on each side. I've done this in the past, so don't throw it away. You can get 2 projects out of this. So then what you're left with is basically a piece that looks like this, and it opens up and you get a little kind of mini bag. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to fold this edge over and glue it just so that it gives it a little more stability. If you're going to line the inside, which I'm debating on lining the inside, you might want to do it after, although I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it first. So I'm just going to fold it so that there's a nice line right where that is. So I'm just going to kind of fold it right on top of that, give it a little crease, and then I'll fold it inside and glue it. I might have to miter it. I'm not sure if I can get it to work or not. Let's see. So you're just going to open it up, and then all you're going to do is this is going to fold in. So just go ahead and fold it all the way around so it kind of gets a little bit of a memory on what you're doing. It'll make attaching it and gluing it better, a little bit easier. But you can kind of just make sure it's going to lay flat and everything. It should, logically. As long as the paper bag's not going at too much of an angle or anything, it should be fine. But if you did have a strong angle, it might not work because of the distance. So you're going to want it like that, and then you're just going to glue around the edges just to hold that in. So I'm going to open each, I'm going to try just do an edge at a time. It'll be less messy, I think. You could probably just use a glue stick if you want, but I'm going to use my art glitter, mostly because it'll dry nice and fast. Just glue that in. I'm just going to go around and do it like this. I'm not opening the whole thing up and doing it at once because honestly, I don't want it to stick anywhere I don't want it sticking, because that could happen if it touches somewhere. So it's probably just a little bit safer to do it a little at a time. And it doesn't have to have every single section glued because it'll pretty much stay on its own for the most part. Oops, just throwing it across the room. And our last little section here. And like I said, all this is really, if I can hold it flat, all this is doing is just strengthening that edge. So we don't have quite so flimsy of a edge. I like to do that a lot of times on projects. A little piece right here that's where the bag is glued together. I'm just going to glue that down. Alright, so then you end up with that. So it's a little more secure. And then we can decide if we want to coat the inside or not. Cover the inside. I think I will. Because it's going to give it a little more interest and such. So first we're going to work on the bottom piece. So fold it back down, and it should match up exactly now. Okay, so what happens is you end up with a bag that opens like this, and it folds flat. Okay, so now what I want to do is put a piece on the bottom inside. So I'm going to measure it here because it's the same, and I'm going to measure just slightly inside this so that it doesn't affect folding or anything. Hey, Angela. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. I had a pretty good day today. Played with my little kitty cat. I'll tell you what, this little kitten that we found, it is the most playful kitten I have ever seen. It just dances around. It does what we call it the monkey war dance, because we used to have ferrets, and that's what they call it when ferrets jump around, and they like arch their back up and they just jump around. They're kind of silly, but it does that, and it throws its toy. It has a little mouse. It throws its toy up in the air and then it catches it, and then it puts it in its mouth, and it'll run up to you within its mouth, and it growls. Little kitty will sit there and growl at you, like it's teasing you, like, are you going to take my mouse? Are you going to take it? And then if you reach for it, it runs off again. It's just so funny. He's such a little player. So very cute. All right, I've got to decide what I want to put in the bottom of this. I'm going to move this because we don't really need it. I'm just going to make this and put it somewhere in there. And then we do have a couple pages in there that I would like to work on if we get to them. I'm debating on if I want a picture, or if I want just some paper. So let me see what's left in this. Cups. I mean, that could be fine. I kind of would like a picture. It'll be more directional, but I don't really mind if it's directional. I think it's fine. But the question is, can I find something that's the right size that I already have printed out? Because honestly, I didn't even think about putting anything in it until after. And I was like, you know what? I might line it. But that's typical of me. I'm always doing that. Thinking about things after the fact. All right, let me see. I'm trying to find some papers that are approximately that size. So I could cut this up, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. I hope I use this somewhere. It's pretty paper. This is from that Stamperia one. Try to use it somewhere. I don't think there's anything in this coffee and chocolate. I've cut out some things in here, fussy cut them, that we will use for pockets and things, but I don't think there's anything that's going to fit the bottom of this. This is very heavy because I cardstocked it, so it would fit, but it's not what I'm looking for. So both of these have been backed on a heavy cardstock, so they will be pockets. That's not quite big enough. I could possibly do that, cut it down. It's not ideal when you think about it. These are digitals. I have this one. I think this one's going to be a little bit big, but I could cut it down. Lose a little bit of the saucer, but it could fit, so possibly. I wish this one was printed bigger, but it's not, so that won't really work. So I think I would have liked that one in the bottom, but I didn't have time to print it when I thought about it, so. Little cafe in the bottom. Could be fun. Not sure about having the white in the bag, though. It's kind of bright. And get this other cafe, which I think I've used somewhere else. I could cut that down to fit. And this fits pretty good. So I have those. So what do you think? This is what I have so far. They're all Paris looking things. This is from that Scraps of Serotonin set. Little digi set. What's in here? Anything? That's too small. Small. Too small. All those are too small. I've got just this paper, which is could be cut to size. It's not the direction I want it to be because I'm going to put this in the journal portrait, not vertical, not horizontal. Not that it's a big deal, but I think I'd rather have it vertical. And I don't think there's any other Stamperia left. Let's see. We just got a bunch of these like little drawers, which are super cute, but not quite what we're looking for. We have this cup one. lose a little bit of it, but I could put that in there. So what do you think? Y'all let me know what you think. I had a few of you on here, what, 5 people or so? Any thoughts? What would you like to see when you open up the bag? What do you think? This little Paris that is the cafe, Paris that is the cup alone, or the collection of cups? Any thoughts? I'll give y'all a minute to answer while I am putting stuff up. Always makes me want to play the makes me want to play the Jeopardy thing while I'm waiting for y'all. Well, Dawn says the coffee cups. These right here, I assume. Since you're viewing from the top down, I could see where it would make sense. Since you are seeing the cups from the top down, it's kind of logical, right? All right, let's do that then. And then we'll figure out what else we're going to decorate the bag with. I really have no clue as of yet. So we'll cut this down just a little bit. It's not much. It almost fits. It's just a fraction. Like I can barely even see it on there. So just maybe a 1/16 or so off of it on each side, which will probably take a little of the design, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. All right, so let's see. Just double check real quick. Yep. It's about a 1/16. Pretty much, I think on the edges, that's going to pretty much bring it right up to the cups. I'm just using the cups for a guide for the most part. Okay, and then on the outside, a little bit even less. It's just a fraction off the sides. We'll try to get away with as little as we can and test it and see if that's enough. In there. Let's see if it closes up properly. Yep. There we go. That'll work. Now the trick is getting it in there. That is the trick. I'm going to just kind of fold this out for a second. See if I can do this. I'm thinking I'm going to glue... I think I'm going to glue the bag, because if I glue the card, the chance of me touching something with the card is probably a little bit higher than the other way around. I'm just going to try to make it stand up as much as I can. So I can get the glue in there. Debating on using just a glue stick for this one, because it's not going to have to be super secure. I think I'll just use a glue stick. Let's see if I can do it. The trick is getting your hand in there and doing it without hitting any other part of the bag. I didn't open it enough. Sorry if my head gets in the way. I'll try try not to. I'm not going all the way to the edge because I don't think I need to. All right, this doesn't really have a direction per se, so we're just going to throw it in there. And hopefully we get it in there in the right spot immediately. Make sure that everything folds down. Awesome. There we go. So there's our base. Just give it a little bit of a rub, make sure it's down. Nice. Feels okay. All right, so there we go. We got that, and then we're going to do these sides with something. So if you do the sides, it will stay open a little more. You don't have to do the sides. You can just do the front and be done with it, and then glue this in somewhere. I'm just going to debate. I kind of like the idea of having something on the sides, I think. It is a little tricky. It can be done. I think I'm just going to do this side, not this side. So what can I do that will match those little cups and look okay? But not too thick. I don't want to go super thick. This paper isn't crazy thick. It's kind of it's a lightweight cardstock. What do we got? We got the lattes. That's very directional. I don't think I want that. It's directional, but it would work if I did it up and down. I don't know. Or I could just use this plaid or these words. It's probably a better choice. Or even these cups. I actually have quite a few I could use. Alright, so I'm not crazy about this plaid, but I don't mind this plaid. Alright, so here's our choices. We have cups, we have plaid, and we have words. All of those will work. What do y'all like? Letting y'all make decisions for me today. I'm going to zoom in just a fraction. I don't have a lot of room, but I can zoom in a little. Let me move this way a little bit. It's so far over. Always throws me off. So the center of my desk is like over here. Hey, Deborah. Okay. Like I said, they all look good with that. Maybe the words. The plaid. You like the plaid? It's not as directional, I guess. All right, I think there's enough. So, and we might use this somewhere else on it. I don't know. All right, so let's see. For that piece, it's going to be the same as this. So we can try to measure that way. I think for this one, I'll use a ruler. Probably be easier. Okay, so for that, I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. So it looks like about 5 and we'll say a 1/16. It's almost an 1/8. So maybe just a little more than 5 and a 1/16. Whatever that is. I can almost go 5 and an 1/8. We might go 5 and an 1/8. And then, so it's 5 and an 1/8 lengthwise, and then, so this side is solid. So that's, let me make sure I have enough. Yeah, okay. So this side's solid. So this side will be 5 and an 1/8 by, we'll say 3 and an 1/8. Let me write this down because I am totally going to forget. pencils. Okay, so 5 point, well, we're not going to do fractions, and 3 1/8. And then the other side is 1 5/8. All right, so 2 pieces, which should cut easily out of this. If we mess it up, I don't have any more of this, so hopefully I won't mess it up. All right, so yeah, let's do the big one first, which is a 5 1/8 by 3 1/8. So we'll do the 5 1/8 first. I don't guess it matters. It's just a 6-inch piece. So I can't see. I'm gonna flip it. I got the inches on the other side. About there. Try not to go too big. Hopefully I'm doing it right. I'm always so nervous when it's my last piece of paper. All right, and then 3 1/8 is the wide side. So up there. And then, so that'll give me the piece that's on the top. I'm just going to make sure it fits. If I need to trim it any. Might trim it just a fraction, just because for the fold I just want to make sure it doesn't interfere at all. I'm going to trim it just a teeny fraction, if I can get it on there straight. All right, just a little. And then this one is 1 5/8. 1 5/8. There. Does that look right? Why does that look wrong? I'm sure it's right. It's just, I think it's me. Alright, let's see if it fits. And I'll have to decide if I want anything on that bottom piece. I don't know if I do. So I don't have enough of this unless I can find a scrap of it. I'll make sure it's going to hit on that fold. I'm going to do it on this side. That would make more sense, right? It's a little close. I'm going to give it a... Where did I put it? Stuck it to the side and then I couldn't find it. And cut a sliver off of that with this, maybe. So straight. Like I said, the bag's probably not straight anyway, but just a tiny slither. All right, let's try that. Let's see how that works. So we can go ahead and put this one in. Should I ink anything? It might look better. Where's my paper? Cardboard. Let's ink it. Where is my ink? This is my scrap for now. Oh, I already had my ink out. I'm just going to ink the bag just because I think it'll give it a little more character. So I'm just going to ink the edge. And it won't be a perfect inking, but it'll just give it a little bit of character. So, I'm trying to lift that off like it's a lid, and it was not a lid. Good job. Yeah, that's going to make it look a little bit better, I think. So it just doesn't look so plain baggish. There. Get all the sides. And we can always do the outside after gluing. All right, now to try to get that in there right. That is the challenge. So, glue stick, probably, because art glitter is going to give me, well, honestly, my glue stick doesn't give me any moving time. The only thing that would give me any moving time would probably be either PVA or Fabri-Tac, and I don't think I want to use that. So we'll go with glue stick just to be safe. Do I need to ink this? I'm going to ink it just because it's kind of dark, so it's not going to, well, it's showing up pretty good. I wasn't sure if it was even going to show up unless I grabbed the scorched timber. It is showing up, actually. Okay, there. See that? And we're going to try and get this on there. If I don't get it on there good, I could always put a little bit of glue extra on the edges. I don't know what this glue stick is doing. Leaving chunks. I pushed too hard. I know that's me. That's user error. Now to get it in there. The fun part. Which way shall I do this? Should I try this way? I'll try to hit the bottom edge. Almost need to look from the top. So I'm trying to hit the bottom edge and not push yet. And then slowly lay it on the side. See how that does. It's not terrible. I think it's gonna work. I know you can't see it. I can't really put it in an angle where you can see it though. Oh my goodness, now I have glue on my fingers. Hold on. Too much glue on my fingers. Where's my glue rag? There it is. Need this for the bag. Got a little bit of sticky there. I do not want sticky where I don't want sticky. Alright, how's that? Still laying flat? Still laying flat, yay. Got one side. Now I get the side that folds. So, let me see. I'm going to see if I have a scrap. I want to see if it's the same size. I have a feeling it's smaller. It is smaller. It doesn't look smaller, but it is. I think it's smaller because I'm folding it down. I'm wondering if I can get away with this. It's not quite big enough, but it's real close. Let me see if I have any more of this. I know I used it already. But I might have a scrap sitting here. Possibly. Let's see if I have one. And if I do, the question is, do I have a piece that's big enough? Where is the scraps? Nope. I'm getting quite a few scraps built up, guys. A lot of scraps built up. Ah, I do. Yay! I do have a scrap, and it's the right size. Alright, so this one would be probably almost the 1 5/8. I'm just gonna, let me hold this one up. We're gonna go a little smaller than 1 5/8. And then the other direction was, what did I say, 5 1/8? It's written here somewhere. Of course, I buried it somewhere. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We'll just use this one and I'll measure it. Yep, 5 1/8. So 5 1/8 first, well, a little bit less than 5 1/8. Can't see the inch very well on that. Oh, that's, it has a deckled edge. I was like, why is that not laying flat? Now I know why, because it's got a deckled edge. So we'll cut the decal off. All right, and then I said 1 5/8. approximately, so a little bit less than 1 5/8. Hold on. I can't read this thing. I don't know why this thing messes with me. So it's like 2 centimeter mark, which isn't 2 centimeter mark. This is the stupidest design. It's like, it starts the mark there for centimeters. And it's like, okay, it's cutting way over here. Who designed this? The inch is right, but the other one's not. It's like, okay, but it needs to be somewhere around the 2. So we'll just cut it there. It's so dumb. Sometimes you have to wonder what people are thinking when they design things. All right, let's see if it's just a little bit smaller. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna put this one on the bottom. Just go ahead and ink it. I don't know if it'll matter, but we'll ink it anyway. So this is my scrap. Move it out of the way so I don't get confused. This is my top. Okay. So we're gonna put the bottom one on first and hope we don't mess it up. I'm gonna try and do it right. Also a little bit of glue on here. Get in there. I'm going to do it on the side because it's easier for me. Try to touch the bottom piece is the hardest because you got to try and set it exactly where you want it before you really let it touch. All right, let's see. Does that look right? Are we on the fold? Making sure. Yep, I think it's right. Let me just fold it real quick, make sure. Yep. I'm folding it fast, ideally before that glue sets up, so in case I have to move it. Yep, that's working. Okay. So we got the bottom piece now. All right. Now we're going to do the top one. All right. So these are nice little, they're like little boxes, but the nice thing about them, if you have a sturdier bag, paper bag, and you want to make a bigger one, you can use it to put stuff in. Like set it on your desk, and when you're working, like you could put trash in it or whatever when you're working, scraps, and then fold it flat when you're done and store it easily. It makes just cute little boxes. All right, this one's a little trickier, so I'm going to try to get it in here. So I got to avoid the fold. I know you can't quite see what I'm doing. I'm going to try to do it right and not get it on that fold. And try to have the top somewhat even. I think I got it. Let's see if it folds flat. Yes. All right. There we go. And the reason you do 2 separate pieces, because if you didn't, chances are this folded section, it would fight you too much and there'd be too much bulk there. All right, so now it pops up. It's a little more stable and it pops up better than without the added material on there. Okay, it's hard to tell you without it glued down, but so do you see what I mean though? If you had a bigger one, even this size honestly, but once you put the paper on it, you can put paper on these sides too, but it does add bulk. But if you were going to make one just to have a little pop-up storage for your desk, I'd line all the sides so that when you do pop it up, it's nice and sturdy. But you could totally just use it to throw scraps in or whatever. It's cute. All right, so there's that part. Now, I'm not going to do these sides because I don't want to add bulk. So I'm just not going to do the sides. I'm just going to leave it like that. And we got to decorate the front of it. So this is how it lays. So this is our front. And you can decide which direction you want it to go in your journal. If you want it to open this way, maybe you're left-handed, or maybe you're going to put it on the page that's that way. You could turn it either way. I'd probably decide that before I put any directional papers down, but I knew which way I really wanted it, so. I'm going to see if there's a particular spot in here I want to put it, and if there's any decoration that falls into that spot. Let me get rid of this part. Alright, so I'm not sure which signature, so we're just going to peek through. And I'm probably just going to glue it to the page. That's what I'm thinking, so. It's not there. I'm just looking for a good spot. Maybe here. Got all that coffee. Is there anything on the other side? Yeah, we got that waterfall on the other side. It's not quite, this isn't super strong. That is, if I put it on that side, but I don't really want it on that side, although I could. It's not directional yet. If I put it on this side with the, I would probably turn it to where it opened that way. I don't know why, just because that's me. But let me think about it. 'Cause I don't know, probably because I'm a righty. I like things on the right side when I'm opening them for some reason. Let me look and see if I see another page. There might be one that's just as good as that. Not necessarily in this one. It could also just go in a pocket after you decorate it. But the problem with putting it in a pocket is that whatever decoration you have and the amount of bulk that you have on the front, then you have to really keep that in mind as to, is it going to interfere with the pocket when you slide it in? So I think it's better just to put it on a page by itself. All right, so not there unless I put it on the other side. Let's see, let's look at the next one. See if we have any pages on the right that are thick enough. Maybe. Some of these I use that sketchbook paper, so it's a little bit heavier weight. I got to make this pocket. It's coffee paper. Do I have the other side of that used yet? Yeah, I already used it. Okay. You never know what I've used already. Keep grabbing stuff. Because it's not sewed together yet. Alright, so as of right now, I could do, I'm leaning toward either, possibly this. I think it's sturdy enough. It's not quite as sturdy as like the scrap Stamperia paper, but it's about 65 poundish. Let's see. Any spots in this one? This one's looking pretty full. This journal is almost done, guys. I'm running out of space. And I could stabilize this first if I need to with just another piece of paper. This has got a lot of blanks. All right, so definitely not much room there. Although I could put it on the back page. I don't have anything on that back page yet. I do like that color. You know what? We're going to put it on the back page because I like the color. It's a nice sturdy page and it's kind of a blank canvas. So we'll just go with that. All right, let's do that. what do I want to decorate it? So I am going to put a closure on here. You don't have to. You could just put a little tab or a closure. It's kind of up to you. But I think I'm going to put a closure. I put a closure on my other one that I did. It is a little heavier. I don't know. Let me think about it. So we'll put it here. Probably just going to kind of put it in the middle, but what to decorate it with? Something that'll look good with these colors. Something pretty. I want to do this one up pretty. We'll try to get creative. I could fussy cut some of that. Maybe. I might put this on this page just to play into the inside of this. It kind of looks similar. Might. How fancy do I want to go? Let me find little bits of things. I made some charms, guys. Remember I said I was going to make some charms? So I finally did. Not these. So these are my charms. And I just cut out fussy cuts of, well, one was that paper you just saw. This paper. And one was the digital that was the scraps of serotonin. Some of them are from hers. And then some are from that paper we've been using today. Like this is this serotonin one. These are the paper we've been using today. And then I think these little cups and stuff are. But they're just, they're little charms. So they're, one side is the design, the other side is a coffee dyed paper book page, and I put a hole in them, so I'm gonna put a little loop through them or something, and the ones that had a handle, I'm gonna use that for the hole. So these are covered, they're cardstock to start with, in 2 layers, and then they're covered with glossy accents. I've done these several times in lots of my journals, but you can see what they look like. They're nice and shiny, and they're very sturdy. But so I did some charms. We will be putting those here and there, maybe on a dangle. Haven't decided, but I did make them. So I had a couple of these little cups left. Let's see what's in here. I had a spoon left. This is from the fabric that we used on this journal. I was thinking I could put some of this on here. So maybe that one. I think this one, color-wise. So maybe. Let's see what else I got. I know I have like fabric and lace and things like that. Move that up just a little bit. Let's see, there's small pieces in some of these. And of course maybe a label, but I want something on the background. Maybe I might stamp it, but I might just put a paper. Then it'd be really sturdy, right? I might put a paper that's kind of generic. You know, it's not really got a design. Let's see what kind of labels are in here. I like the cup. I think I want to use the cup. So I'm trying to find things that will possibly go along with that. Maybe a label. I gotta find either paper or fabric. I think this is too busy. me see. What does that look like under there? I've got a bigger piece. Here, let me grab the bigger piece. It doesn't quite, it's not quite big. This is a printout, so I don't have any more printed, I don't think. All right, so maybe not that. What about this piece? This has just got some beans, like a doily or something on there. That might be a good background. Yeah, that's a cute background. Let's do that. It's almost the right size already. Look at that. Almost fits perfectly. All right. We'll use that for a background. That'll be cute. And that is from Liana Scrap Coffee Beans Junk Journal Kit. That's what that one's from. That's from the fabric, and this is from the Scraps of Serotonin. So we'll do those three, and let's see. I have some little bits and pieces. I have like little teeny tiny things, like a scoop. What else you got in here? I have some beans, just random beans. I might throw a few of those on there. I'm going to lose all of them. So not that, but I might throw a few of these extra beans. Debating if I like the cafe. Yeah, I don't think I want a cup, so I've got this girl. Oh, she could be cute. That could be cute. I'm liking that. What do y'all think? I might throw a few beans though. We're gonna keep some out. Fussy cutting these beans. Oh my gosh, it was tedious, but I did it anyway. You know me, sucker for pain. It wasn't that bad, but they are tiny. Okay, so that's what we're gonna, oh, I got a scoop and a cup still. We don't want those. They need to go back in there so we don't lose them. So that's what we're gonna use. Let's see if we can do that. So I gotta cut the other side of this. So this is almost perfect. I'm debating if I want any of that writing. I don't think it's gonna show much anyway, so I'm not gonna worry about it. This is already deckled. And it's pretty much exact. So I'm just going to decal this other edge and we'll be good. So let's just mark that right there. And grab my decaler thingy. Debating on this, like I've said before, it cuts a little crooked. So whenever you're doing something and you really want it square, you kind of have to turn it. Because it doesn't cut square. Like if I just put it in there and set it on the same side every time, I'll end up with a piece that's totally not square. So you have to either move it or something. You can go by the grid. It does have a grid, thank goodness, but it definitely has an issue. Where is my line? There it is. It has an issue with that. I'm going to go by the grid because I want it to be as square as I can get it. Think about right there. Let's see if that works. What do you think I inked that with? Looks like vintage photo. Yeah, I think it's vintage. make sure we're going to fit before I go too far. No, see this side's a little bit unsquare. All right, so we're going to just trim that side off a little bit. Where is it? Let's see if I can get it a little bit more like the bag. I just need to take a tiny bit off the top edge. Let's see if that works. Do it before I ink it. Is that better? Yep, that's better. I think this is going to be cute. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ink that because it'll show under it just a little bit. I know I'm being sloppy, but it doesn't matter. All right, so let's glue this on here first. For this one, I might use art glitter. I don't know. I'm debating because this is thin. This is just copy paper. I think what I'm going to do is a little combination. I'm going to use this glue stick. It is new, Deborah. It is a new cutting machine. I got it for, was it Christmas, guys? I think it was Christmas. No? Yes? Yeah. I think my hubby got it for me for Christmas. My goodness, my memory. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my hubby got it for me for Christmas. So I'm going to use the stick on there first, but then I'm going to put a little bit of art glue on the edges just to make sure it stays. Mostly because if I put art glitter glue on everywhere, it's I have a feeling it's going to show little lines through it real bad. So I'm just going to put this on just the edge. That should be enough to hold it down. Get my finger out of the way. Now this one is directional because it has some words. I'm not sure if they'll show, but they might, so we'll put it the right way. Let's see if I can get it on here. It just fits, so we gotta be perfect. There we go. Cute. Such a pretty paper. You did order one? That's cool. I like it. I actually do like it a lot. I find I'm using it a lot. I can't find my lid. Oh, there it is. See, where did it go? All right. So there's that. So just make sure. I'm not going to do anything, I don't think, with this. I could put just some coffee design, which I might do. Like coffee stencil. I might do that. You know, we'll go ahead and do that now. So I don't. Let's see if I can. Can I? It might be tricky. I don't really have to. I don't know. What do y'all think? Should I bother? It feels too plain. I feel like I should, but I don't think I have to. I could do it. I'll just have to hold it up or put some blocks of wood inside it. I'm going to go ahead and ink it, though. Because I'm not sure what all sides are going to show, but we'll ink it anyway. All right. Tell you what, let's do, make sure I'm in the right direction here. Because you will see this, I'm just gonna design it. Hold on one second. Let me grab blocks. So I'm just gonna throw these in there. I think probably 3 or so, 4, maybe 4. What else we got? I got some houses down there. Let's see if I can reach them. Lots of wood blocks everywhere. Grab one of my little houses. There. Nope, that one's too big. This one. Perfect. There. That'll give me something to stencil on. I'm just going to put some coffee splatter on there, just because. Might as well make it look interesting. Hold it still. There. Let's turn this around. Get this side. And let's see. Maybe, I don't want it to look the same. Maybe like that. Oops, I moved. Try not to move. Okay, good enough. Now it's not plain. Okay, pull these out. I'll go over there. Okay. Now when we open it, we at least see something. It's not quite so plain. Okay, so I want to do a little girl behind, and then this cafe on the side here, and then this on the front with a little spoon. That's cool. All right, so I want her about there. Let me just kind of think about where that is. So about here, about a 1/2 inch. I'll mark this because this is going to be hidden. All right. I don't think she needs inked. I'm not going to ink her because her dress is all nice and white. I think I'm going to leave it. I do need tweezers though because that's going to be hard to hold. Alright, get her hair. So let that dry. Are you gonna work for me? Okay. Get my pen. Try again. So this is a fussy cut from Scraps of Serotonin's Digi set. I think of the Digi sets I bought, I definitely got the most use out of the Scraps of Serotonin one and the Liana Scrap one. Alright, so we'll put her about there. Okay, and then we'll put the little cafe symbol, I think. Let me debate if I want it under or over. I think I want it under. So we'll put that next. I will ink that. Okay. I'm not sure what type of closure I'm going to do on it since I'm decorating it so much. It's going to be different than my other one, which I will show you when we're done. Don't let me forget. I always say I'm going to show you guys things and then half the time I forget. But I'll try to show you the one I did already. Alright, so this is fabric that is backed Actually, it's just glued. I put some, what did I use on here? Elmer's Glue All Matte Medium Mix, I think, is what I used. Just a mix of about 50-50 of the two. You could probably get away with just the Elmer's Glue All, honestly. But I did do a mix of this, which is the extra strong formula because it's got more PVA to it than the other one does. And then I think I used a little bit of my matte medium too, because the matte medium makes it more flexible than just, I'm trying to find my matte medium. It's here somewhere. 15 bottles sitting up here. This matte medium from Liquitex. If I mix a little bit of that in it, it's not as stiff. It's more flexible, but it still keeps it from fraying. You can also just sew interfacing on it, but I didn't have any interfacing left, so I just did that way. So that's what these are. And I think, I know art glitter works on fabric. I'm debating if I want to use Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac doesn't tend to bleed through it as much because it's not as wet because it's acetone based. We'll use the Fabri-Tac. Both will work, really. All right, so I'm just gonna put this on. And I haven't had any issues with the two different types of glue because this is technically coated with the glue already. I haven't had any issues in the past with them interfering with each other or anything. I really should have used the tweezers. This is messy. Okay, see if I can get it straight. I think I want to go fairly low. About like that. And then I'm going to put that little spoon on there. Where's my rag? I'm sure I don't have any on the edges. Okay. And we got a little spoon that's from the same fabric. Not sure where I'm going to set it. Let me look first. About there. Try to get it just where it's on the saucer, not up on the cup. Right there. Okay. Cute. It's cute, right? Does it need the beans? Let me look. See what they look like if I throw a few on there. Let's see, I could put a few just here and there, or not. Maybe on the bottom. I'm not sure if it needs them, honestly. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna just chase it all over the place. I'm debating placement. I want to do 3 on this side. Beans or no beans? What do you think? Can you see it? Should I do the beans? More beans, less beans? I don't know. not 100% sure. I do have a solid one. I might replace one of those with a solid one. I do have one solid one here. Maybe replace this one. The solid one. Let me see what it looks like first. I like the solid one. I'm not sure about 3. I feel like it needs 3, but at the same point, it's not. Maybe a bigger one? Maybe a bigger one. Any comments? I can't tell. Did y'all say anything? No beans? I'll use them somewhere, Dawn. And if I don't, I don't, you know? All right, no beans. No beans it is. It's cute, though. I like it. I wasn't sure about this one. All right, where's that little container? Oh, is that it? Nope, that's not it. Where is it? It's floating around here somewhere. There it is. I buried it. All right, back you go. Okay, so closure can be a tab, just a simple tab, or you can actually do like a closure. So I think for this, since I have so much decoration, I'm going to show you the other one now because I need to show it to you. So here's the other one I did out of a heavier bag, a gift bag. It was one of the red ones, okay, from Dollar Tree. I think you get 3. You get 2 or 3, I don't remember, for $1.25. So this one it's much heavier. And I haven't decorated it because I was just kind of playing around. And then this tab is from my Amazon envelopes. So for this one, I don't think I want a pull tab coming around because it's going to obviously cover too much of the design. But I'm just showing you so that you can see that you can do that. I just glued it on the back, put a little piece of Velcro, and it's going to close. And I'll probably do something with this and put it somewhere. But that's another way you can do it with the heavier bag. I only covered the inside bottom because it is so heavy. You can hear how heavy it is. But these little guys are just, when you get those Amazon packages, you know how it says pull to open? I always save them off the edge of the packaging because I don't use it when I use the packaging for the journals, for the covers. So I always save these and I just glue them together so they're thick. And then you can use them for closures. I haven't really had opportunity to use much yet, but I knew I was going to at some point. It's one of those things, I knew I was going to do it, I just didn't know when. But anyway, so you can do a closure like that. But because I did decorate this so much, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do a tab on this one. So let me find like a well tab type thing. So I've got some faux well tabs in here. It should match. Probably that one. That one looks good. So these are just circles that I cut out, and then I took the circle punch and cut the sides. I call them faux well tails. They're not really well tails, but they look very similar. So you first cut a circle, then you fold your circle in half, and then you just cut the ends off. It's very easy. So this is a Stamperia's paper, but it matches that real well, I think. So we'll just throw that on there, and we'll just make a little tab hole if I can find my glue. So let's see. So you want to make sure you get it glued to the right spot, obviously. I think I'll ink it. Okay. And some glue in there. Thanks, Dawn. I know, I think about saving everything. I'm always thinking about it. Everything I look at, if it's not junk journaling, it's for miniatures. So we're just going to put this, try not to get the wrong part of the bag. Put my finger in there. And I think about here. I'm putting it just where those little points hit the edge of the bag there. Mostly because that's where I like it to hit. And give it a second to dry. It's kind of thick. And it's not going to close it, but these stay closed pretty darn good, so you don't really have to close it per se. And then once it's glued down, it'll just lift up like that, and we can put things in it. Not much, but you can put a little bit in it. Okay, that was that. I think I might get to my other project. Awesome. Put my pen back in here before it's probably already dried, honestly. Put that in there if I can get the hole. All right, and we're going to glue it to this page, and then maybe put a label up here or something. I'll go see if I can find a coffee label that fits. Something cute. All right, what do we have? I feel like, I feel like there was some labels in this Stamperia one. There are, aren't there? Yeah. I'm going to see what's in here first, because they're a little bit bigger. I just don't know if the colors, I remember them being these colors, but they might blend too much. Because they are very similar. Let's see, what do we got? We have Emerald Ventures of Cocoa. That's too big. No. Chocolate and cocoa. All these blend so much with that paper. You would have thought they would have made their things just slightly different colored. Chocolate. I really don't want to say chocolate. I want to say more coffee. Old coffee? Maybe. Is that one too big? Still chocolate. Look at that. Instantaneous chocolate. That's kind of funny. A lot of these are chocolate because it is a chocolate and cocoa or chocolate and coffee set. All right, I don't really see anything in there that is yelling. Stick me there. Cafe Nero? Nah. It's the only thing, old coffee isn't horrible, but I don't particularly like the saying. The color's not bad, but I'm not crazy about the saying. Let's see. What else do we got? I know I've got those labels. Let me see if there's anything in those. Possibly use a, did I bump my camera? Possibly use a dictionary one. So, if I used a dictionary one, cold brew, decaf, frothy, French press, mocha, latte, mug, maybe. I was trying, is there a cafe? There is a cafe, but I don't see a big cafe. I have a little cafe. And then just regular labels. Let's see if we can find one that's on the larger size. I need a coffee the size of my attitude. It's made for coffee. Take a little coffee break. Could even put more than one, possibly. Just a girl and her coffee. It's so small. I guess I could back it with something that might work. It's a little small, but I do like the saying. It works. You, me, little cafe drinking coffee. No. No. Coffee powder swallow sounds. No. I think we're going to go with just a girl and her coffee because we've got the girl on there. Why not? And we're just going to back it so that it makes more sense. So let's find something to back it with that will show up on that paper well. Some beans? Nope, not quite enough. I know I have things, I just gotta find one. Something that is contrasty enough. So I could even just do coffee dyed paper, I guess. Or brown. What about brown? I'm not sure about that shade of brown. Maybe just coffee dyed paper. I did coffee dyed paper. Yeah, we're just going to do coffee dyed paper. And what I'll do is I'll just decal it and ink it and it'll look good. So let's decal this to be, let's see, how big? Just a little bigger is all. We'll go there and there. All right, do that so I can get to my other project. Try to get it finished. Love to get more than one thing done. All right. Ooh, this one's gonna be tricky. I don't know if I can get this side. Not much of this paper. It's a tiny piece. Got it. Okay. Okay, ink. Ink in that white edge. You would love to do the red bag and emboss like toiling. I don't think I know what toiling is, Deborah. What is toiling? Y'all are using words I don't know. Sorry, lost my chat there for a second. I do like embossing on stuff though. It is fun. Alright, we're going to do this. I haven't glued it down yet. I keep hitting that thing. This is going to be cute, I think. Let's see where I want it. I think I want it just straight. Yeah, I think just straight on this one. So we're going to try to center this first. Let's see if we can do it. Oops. Let me restart my thing because I just lost chat. Right there. If I try to scroll and there's really nothing to scroll, it just flips out of the whole video. And then I'm like, oops, I can't do this left-handed. If you can get the center. Right there. Okay. And where's my line? There it is. So, about yay. There, now it stands out better. And then we're just going to glue the whole thing. Yeah, I'll just use our glitter. Should work fine. Could use my thicker nozzle, but I think I can get it on here in time. Probably, if you're gonna glue this down, I would definitely suggest having that extra piece of cardstock on the inside, because it's so thin. I would worry it would rip otherwise. So I think it's a good thing. Let's try to get this centered, kind of, sorta. Oh, you misspelled? What were you trying to spell? Let me see if I can see it. They do it on leather. Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay. There. Yeah, that would be pretty. Especially with that red, because it does kind of look like leather, doesn't it? Just a little bit. All right. So there we go. So basically, you just open it up. Isn't that cool? It's so cool. And it lays flat, and then you throw stuff in there. I don't know what to throw in there because I don't really have anything put aside to throw in there, but let's see. We'll throw something in there. Why not? Let's put some of these in there. They're just tiny little sign things. Here. So that we have something in there. We'll put roaster's coffee and black strong instant coffee. Coffee to go. Here, we got some little tags in there. Just so there's something for now. Whoever buys it could hide pictures in there or whatever. Cute. Hopefully y'all like that one. So let's see if we got time to get to my other one. We got 30 minutes. I think I can do it. I don't know. Gosh, can I do it in 30 minutes? Oh no. I don't know if I can. Let's see. I don't really want to decorate the red bag. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to put it in this journal because honestly, I don't want two of them. So we're going to try to do the other project. Okay, so there's that. That's done. So the other project, I'm going to find a page to put it on, is a fold-out page. Let me zoom back out because I need more room. So basically you get an image and a piece of cardstock, and we're going to put it on one of these plain pages. Oh, you know what? Here, I'm just going to glue this in, guys. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I haven't done it. I think it's strong enough. It's a little flimsy. I think it's strong enough. I'm debating. You know what? I'm going to wait, because I might back it. I embossed this, and it's just so pretty. I decided I was just going to put it in here as a pocket. I'm just going to glue it in as a pocket. But I'm worried it's a little flimsy because the embossing tried to cut it in places. So I think I'll glue it to a piece of cardstock first. Yeah, we'll wait on that one. All right, let me see if this has any blank pages. I got a blank page there. There was one of them I opened that had a ton. Was it this one? A bunch of blank pages. I got one there. Was it the one I was working in? I didn't think it was. Maybe it was. Okay. Maybe it was. Grab that one again. Is that the one with all the blank pages? I might put it there. See what the other side looks like. maybe there. Although I'm debating if that's heavy enough. I think that's heavy enough. This has already got so much bulk on that side, I don't think I want to. This one's actually really bulky. It's like I really don't want to put it in this one, even though it's got the most blank pages, because it's kind of already bulky. And the other two are not. The other two are look how much slimmer these two are. So I really want to put it in this one. All right, we're just going to find a spot in this one because it's the slimmest one, and I'm going to run out of time. If I don't finish, I'll finish it next time. It's fine. We'll get started on it. How's that? All right, so I could put it there. Not here unless I move that. Maybe I'll put it, that'd be two fold out things in a pocket close to each other. Probably not a good idea. Maybe there. It's a fold out kind of thing, so I want to make sure that the page I use is strong enough. I also want to make sure that it kind of sort of matches. So maybe just coffee dyed. I could almost put it there. I don't really care if I cover it. You know what? We'll put it there. All right, let's try that. So this is just a simple fold-out page with like a base. So the base, I typically use a manila, not a manila. No? Yes? Manila? No. What do you call the folders? I don't know. Filing folder thingy. Is this a filing folder? I need to find some more colors. Do I have a coffee dyed one left? That would be ideal. But I don't know if I do. I do not know if I do. I probably don't. Let's see, what colors could I get away with? Probably not blue. Definitely not pink or purple. Even the greens. All these are so bright. I might have to just make one. I don't think I have any more coffee dyed ones. I should have made more when I did my paper the other day. All right. None of those are going to work, so I don't think there's any in here. Let me just check. Nope. Okay. Well, I do, but is it big enough? Probably not. Let me see. I don't think it's big enough, but we'll look. I don't think it's big enough, but I'm gonna look first. Hold on, let me pull out my sample if I can find it. It's gonna take me too long to get it all organized. I think I stuck it in here. Let's see, did you stick it in here? I did. Oh, that looks really wide. Where is, girl? There. It's big enough? Oh, nope. It's not. Just a little bit too small. It's almost big enough, but not quite. All right. I should wait and get a coffee dyed piece of paper. I could just cover it with paper. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so it feels so light compared to the other one. All right, we're just going to do this. So we have to start with a square. Hopefully I printed this right and it is square. So you just fold it up as a triangle, point to point, to get a square. And assuming I printed this correctly, I should be able to get a square out of this. Okay, so this is where I want to cut for my square. I don't really want to fold there, although I think a fold does end up going there, but just in case it doesn't, I'm just going to do it like this. So that should be square, assuming I did it right. I guess I could check it just to be sure. Yep, square. Okay, so instructions. Where do you think you put them? I think they were sitting next to my sample. Hold on. Were they sitting next to my sample? I think they were. Yeah. Instructions. Okay. So this is a project I saw on 49 Dragonflies. I think she saw it somewhere else, so she's probably not the first person to do it. I'm sure that's typically how it works. But, so you start with a, so we'll say 8.5 by 8.5 square. Somebody said price. Hold on. Let me see what's going on. What did I miss? The price on the journal? Is that what you're asking me? Hadn't really thought about it. It's a little smaller than my last one. I'm going to say 135. I think I can get away with that and still be okay. This is not quite as big as my last one. We'll say 135. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. All right. So, step one, you start with this, your square sheet of paper. It says, doesn't have to be double-sided, but the back will show a little bit. So this is coffee dyed. I'm not going to worry about it. Fold in half, design side out, left over right. Doesn't really matter if it's left over right or top over bottom, honestly. So we'll do left over right because that's what I said. Design side out. Pay attention. Design side out. Left over right. Okay, there's my half. And then it says, open back up and fold diagonally, design side in. So open it up, flip it over, design side in. Diagonally means triangle. Okay, try to be fairly accurate in your folds, ideally. Assuming that I really have a square, it should be fairly accurate. Okay, triangle, open up, triangle the other way. Okay. And then after that, it says, open back up and design side up, rotate so the first fold is horizontal. The first fold is that straight across one that I did, so I want that to be horizontal. Not sure why, but that's what it says. And it says push both outside edges in to make a triangle with the opening at the bottom. Okay, so what that means is that you push these 2 points in like this, and then you fold it together and you're making a little triangle. Okay, and then you fold it flat, and then by opening at the bottom I mean that this is on the bottom. Fold flat. Now fold the left and right tips to the center point. So we got to find the center point. So in order to find the center point, I'm just going to fold this in half, and I'm going to only make a little tiny point down here. I don't want this to be super compressed for now. So point to point. Can't see it. If you can't see it, you can mark it and erase it because it is really hard to see. Point to point like this. on all the little edges. So there. This is a relatively easy origami kind of thing. Turn it over, do the same thing. It's not a super difficult one. It is a little fussy if you don't get it square. So try to get it square to start with, and your life will be a little bit easier. But it's not it's not as bad as some origami things. I'll just say that. Sometimes you get them and they're just really, really particular. Like you got to have every fold perfect. All right, so then you got this little thing that looks kind of like a house with a diamond. All right, so now, let me find my directions. Little house with diamond shape, 2 triangles on the outside. Okay, so now you want to open these back up, these things that you just did. Okay, so you open them up, and what you're going to do is you open them and you push them in. Okay, so they're going to become the basically a reverse diamond of what you just did. So that little diamond just gets pushed inside and then folded flat on all the creases that it already has. Okay, does that make sense? So you take this one over here, open it back up, fold it in, fold it flat. Turn it over, this one here, open it up, fold it flat. Same thing on this one. Okay, so now you have a little house that just looks like a little house. And then, open chips up, did that, tuck it in, repeat on all sides, should look like a little house. Cut a piece of cardstock that is double this width and just a bit wider on all the edges. Okay, so let's look at our design. So this is our design. So what we want is our cardstock to be double this because it's going to open like this. Okay, and my design is going to be like this. So we got to get our piece of cardstock, which in this case is that file folder that I threw somewhere. And then I'll just cover it with something. I like using the file folder only because I like the material, but you don't have to. Honestly, that's not big enough. I was going to say I could use that one piece of paper I had left, but it's not big enough. I do have a map. Ooh, I could use that because I know the material's fine. Let me see if I have it. Hold on. What time is it? 15 minutes. I still have this one piece left. I haven't found a place to use. So there's this one from the cover of the Stamperia paper. And it's just a map. It's just a coffee map. So I could totally use this. Maybe just this bottom section of it. That would be fun. Let me think about which side will show. It will be this side showing, not this side, but I don't know. Let me think about it. What side I want to show if I use this. Because it's going to be folded this way unless I turned it around and put it on a different page. I think that's the way I want it to open. Hold on, let me think about it. So put this here, and I open it this way. Yeah, so definitely the other side, because one side is glued down, so you won't even see it. So you really only need one pretty side, but chances are I am not going to use this for anything else. I might use this top piece instead. All right, so the idea is that you want it to be just slightly bigger than your piece. So like, you know, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch at the most, and double. Okay, so this would be that half mark for this, I think. Yeah, so double, whatever that is. Let me measure it. Reality, double is, we'll say we'll add in a 1/2 an inch. It would be like 4.5. Yeah, pretty much 4.5 is going to do it by about 4.5. So 4.5 one way, so that's 4.5 times 2 is 4 and 4 is 8, so 9. So 9 by 4.5. 9 long ways, approximately. Like I said, it doesn't have to be absolutely exact, but we'll do that. So 4.5, let me see, I want to turn it this way. We'll do 4.5. I'm going to do just a fraction bigger than 4.5, but not much. And this would be like 9, and it's going to fold like this. So let's see if I want to take off that little edge. I'm going to take off this little edge, just right up to that little piece there. And then we'll do 9 from that point. Let me open it back up. So, does that make sense? 9 should be right. I'm just kind of double checking myself. Put it there, that's at that 10 mark. Oh, that seems too big. Why does it seem too big? Did I measure it wrong? Because it ain't 4.5, it's 4 1/4. I don't know where I got 4.5 from. I have no idea. We don't need it that big. All right, so there is the 10. I'm just going to use the mark on here. Hold on. So I can see about where I want this. I don't know. I'm just going to... All right, so if it's over the edge to the point is right at 4 1/4. So logically, 4.5 would be right for half of it. So that would be 8, 9. 9, right? I don't know. 9 just seems too long. I guess I'll do 9, and if it's too long, we'll just trim it. That's what we'll do. We'll do 9, and if it's too long, we'll trim it. Because my head is just not wrapping around this for some reason. Alright, so I'll fold that in half. Alright, let's see if it works. Yep, okay. So, now we have this on the inside. You won't see much of it. You will see a little. I don't guess it matters. That's fine. We'll leave it. And think about that being the other side, but it doesn't matter. So then you want to glue it to this. Okay? And you want it so that the point is hitting just where that line starts. So you don't want to go over the line or you won't be able to fold it. So just to the line. And nice and even. Make sure you're the right direction that you want to be. Everything's the right direction. This is either direction because the design is the same top and bottom. Doesn't really matter. If you want to ink it or anything, you should do that now. We're going to ink it. Do I have time? Of course not. Of course I don't have time, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyway because it needs inked. It's a lot of inking. Usually I will decorate this, but this particular design of paper, I don't know if I'm going to bother decorating it because I kind of like it like it is. It's like a little hidden writing space in the middle. If you do decorate it, you have to decorate it in a way that you only decorate inside the triangles and nothing interferes with the folds. I have decorated them in the past. I think I did it on my... I think it was the masculine journal. I remember thinking it was travel themed, so maybe it was the masculine journal. I did one of these. I feel like that's what I did, but I can't be 100% sure. But for this one, I think I just like it like this. All right, so we're going to glue this down with it stopping right where that point is, maybe just tiniest bit to the right of it. That's kind of the tricky part, honestly. It is a little tricky. glue it well because you don't want it moving. So we're going to try to use this art glitter and hope I don't mess it up. All right, let's see if I can get it on there. So right where the point is, so usually I just kind of center it and touch it if I can hold it still. And then after I touch it, I just pull it back out just a fraction. Not much, because if you go too much, it's too much, and then you won't hit it when you close it. It has to touch. Am I straight? Am I kind of straight? I'm actually not terribly unstraight. Tricky. All right, so get that side down good. Once that side is down, and you like where it is, decide if you want, mine's got stuff showing, and I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know about that, so I am actually gonna, it's not a huge deal, but I think I'm gonna ink this. Let me get my cardboard because I need to lay it down. I should have done it ahead of time. I wasn't going to ink it, but I think I will. I can probably just do it like this. It's kind of got writing right there, which I'm not super crazy about. So I'm going to go ahead and ink it. Where's my little one? Oh, where is my little one? Oh, there it is. I'm just going to ink it. It's like, I thought it was going to be mostly that stuff showing, but it's not. It's got words and stuff, so we'll try to kind of camouflage it just a little bit. Okay, maybe that's better. I think the last time I used like a double-sided paper. I'll go ahead and do this now in case I can't do it once it's in there, which is probably the case. You can round this. I guess I should round it. I think it looks a little bit better rounded. I think I rounded the other one. I don't know. I don't have it next to me to look at it, but I think I did. So let me see if I can get, I should have done it before, but I think I can still get this in here. Let's see if I can do it or not. It might be too big. Can I do it if I do half? You know, I can do it with scissors. It's fine. I'm running out of time. I am going to be late again today. Oh well. Such is life. I keep running over. I try not to run over. Round these before you put that thing on there and it'll be easier. You can't get your hole punch through there. Your corner rounder in there after. Doesn't work. Too thick. So do it first. I didn't even think about rounding it, honestly. All right, so I think we're good. All right, grab our page. This is where we're going to stick it. And make sure we're the right way. All right, so I'm going to glue this to this side now. So throw your glue on this side. Okay, now we're going to lay it flat, squish it down. All right, and then, voila, cute. So that's how that works. And then you just glue it to the page. You can put stuff there later. I could decorate this a little more. I might next live maybe, or off camera, one or the other. It can have a tab if you want a tab. I don't think it really has to have a tab. Let me see if I have something. What do we got? Got polka dots. Could use that same tab I did last time. It's not absolutely necessary for it to have a tab, but it does kind of, I don't know, just let you know that it does something, you know, that it's interactive and all that. So we'll throw a tab on there. Just got to kind of look at where you're putting it. Yeah, that'll be all right. And we've got plenty of room for that, so all right. So now we want to glue it to the page, so figure out where you want it on your page. If you want it in the middle, down a little bit, kind of depends on what you're going to do. Since I don't know, I'm just going to throw it in the middle. I'm going to try to keep my tab inside. So glue on this side. And try to get it straight. About there. Okay, so there is our second project. And we've got a little interactive fold-out page. Not too hard to make. I think I'm going to ink that just a little bit better. I need like a piece of, where's a piece of cardstock? Oh, here's a plastic piecey. Trying not to go crazy on my other piece in there. There. I just didn't want all that writing because it was just, you know, branding writing. There we go. Cute. I like it. And it'll, once it's closed for a few, it'll stay flatter. All right, that is our project. We got 2 things done. I will be back, what is today, Friday? I'll be back on Wednesday, guys. And we are real close to finishing this guy up. Real close. I got just a few more things I want to do, like that little embossed thing and a couple other things, but we're super, super close to getting this one done. All right, so that is a cool fold-out page. Folds out nicely, and the other thing we did, which is also in here, right? No, yes, yes, no? I don't remember. Where was it? It was on the back, right? No, it wasn't in here. Why did I think it was in that one? It was the back page, I think. There it is. I found it. There. There's our 2 projects. Okay. They both fold out. It's not going to stay right now because it's freshly made. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will see you guys on Wednesday, and I will talk to y'all later. All right. Bye-bye.